Hello and welcome to another episode of the Real Estate Investing Club. I'm your host, Gabe Peterson, and this is the place investors go to gain actionable advice, learn about current market trends, and hear war stories from other professional investors out there in the field today. Before we get started, I have two quick housekeeping items for you. First, if you like this episode, we would very much appreciate a like, subscribe, and share. It is the best way to support the show and keep it running far into the future. Second, if you're a new investor looking to get started in real estate or an experienced investor looking to take your investing to the next level, I've created an ebook just for you that will cover how to find deals that are actually deals, how to finance those deals with little to no money down, and how to exit those deals for maximum value. On top of that, I throw in an insane amount of free bonuses that you'll have access to once you buy the ebook. All I charge is our admin costs to keep this show running. So if you're serious about real estate investing and want to create both active and passive income as an investor, head on over to the website at therealestateinvestingclub.com and click on the button that says get the ebook in the upper right-hand corner to grab yourself a copy. With that said, let's dive right in. Today we have a very special guest with us, ready to drop some investor knowledge on you. So buckle up, grab your pen and paper, and enjoy the ride. All right. Welcome back to another episode of the Real Estate Investing Club. Today we have Megan Fate Jordan with us. Megan is a broker owner at Bay Brokerage and also an investor with single family and some alternative assets that we're going to get into here soon. But I'm super excited, Megan. Thank you very much for hopping on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yep. I told you before we got on here, we like to start with stories. We like to hear kind of how people got into real estate because we all have good ones. So I'm sure you got a good one too. Why don't you take us to the beginning? How'd you get started in real estate?
I do and I don't. I feel like I have like a very stereotypical story. So I was born and raised in Tampa. That's where my brokerage is now. And my mom got her real estate license when I was probably 8 or 9. And my dad's also in sales. So sales just runs in my blood.
In the blood, yep.
Yeah. And so I went to college at Florida State University. And I double majored in marketing and psychology. And I really thought that I wanted to do consumer behavior research, like why do people pick certain brands, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But then when I started looking into how expensive grad schools are, I decided that if I wasn't completely sold on it, I was going to try to do something in the meantime and maybe do some like courses, listen to some podcasts, kind of figure out if that's really the true path I wanted to go down before I put myself in debt, because I was lucky enough to graduate college without any debt through like scholarships and stuff. Yeah. One of the few, and I didn't want to really screw it up. So after I graduated college, my mom just kind of told me like, hey, you should get your real estate license, because even if you don't end up doing real estate, if you refer me or like your friends, when they start buying houses, you get 25% of my commission. And I didn't really know that at the time. So I got my license, and for some extra cash, I started doing some showings for her. And the first showing I did, it was like a light bulb went off, and I was like, oh, this is really fun. Like I can get paid to help people, to be nosy, to like, I am a creepy person in regards to like, I dig deep in the internet in regards to like permits and all that kind of fun stuff. I was like, I can utilize all the things that I love to help people. And I've had my license since then, and I've been doing it since then. So
nice. I love it.
Just kind of fell into it, kind of, but not really, So
it always helps to have somebody in the family with that experience. I'm always jealous when I hear people, grew up in a real estate family and they had that going into it. But so it sounds like that was kind of the case here. Your mom was that influence. Kind of.
I listened to her on the phone 24/7, whether I wanted to or not. I went to open houses with her. I was in the car for showings, so I had a lot of knowledge that I didn't even realize I had stored away until I started doing showings. I was like, oh, I've heard her talk about this before. I know the answer to this, So I was she was smart. She primed me from a young age without really pressing it. And then here we are.
Here we are.
Yep.
So we don't often have brokers on here because it is a real estate investing show. We do focus on investings, but I know that you've built two brokerages so far, and one of the first one that you built did kind of focus on long-term stay rentals, so the investment side of real estate. Let's just get into starting a brokerage, your experience with it. What were some of the first few hurdles you had to overcome when you started your brokerage?
Oh man. So I got my broker's license when I was 25, and I got it with the intention of opening up this property management and investment real estate firm in South Tampa. And so I really focused on helping families like buy and hold properties. South Tampa in particular is very school district run. There's not a lot of great public school districts in Florida, but South Tampa has one of the top 100 in the nation. So a lot of people who come to Tampa wanted to live in South Tampa because of the school district. So that's the area that we focused on. And so I got my broker's license and opened that up, and I didn't have any broker mentors. I didn't know what I was doing. But what I am really good at is researching and asking for help and taking my ego away. Yep. So what I really did is I would just call people that like other agents that I knew, saying like, hey, do you know a nice broker? Like, would your broker talk to me, answer a few questions? And sometimes it'd be like, no, I can't even get them on the phone. But then sometimes I got a hold of some really nice people who were willing to help and like give away what they had learned for free, just in just the hopes of like helping someone else. So I made a lot of calls to DBPR, a lot of calls to brokers. I figured out the entire insurance portion of it. I think the hardest learning curve was not like the real estate aspect of it or anything like that. It was just learning how to run a business. And I think that a lot of people get their real estate license and think that it's just like showing homes and like all that fun stuff, but there's a lot more behind the scenes, especially when you own your own brokerage and you're in charge of the E&O insurance and all that fun stuff. That was a big learning curve, like how in depth and how much stuff's involved and how to make things run smoothly, like what softwares to incorporate, all that fun stuff. So
yep. If you ever want to, real estate is great because it can be just project based. If you want to just do one flip and just have it be, that's your involvement. But if you do want to build, real success, real legacy in real estate, you do have to actually build that business. And that's something that all of us in the industry have to kind of overcome.
And even with my investors, like having them, like teaching them, I've taught a few how to use spreadsheets to keep track of budgets and stuff like that, because there is a business portion of it, and hooking them up with my accountant for capital gains taxes and all that stuff. Like there's a lot more in depth versus just finding a house, making it look pretty, fixing the major systems with it and making money. Like there's a lot more stuff. Like you're managing people and you're managing money. You're setting expectations, like there's a lot of market research, like there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes too, on the investment portion, like you're running your own business.
Yep. So before we put this topic down, coming fresh out of starting your own business, I do want to just ask, what are, from the actual business side of it, not the brokerage side, but from the business side, what are the systems that you felt really moved the needle for you, really helped you kind of open up the floodgates to the point where you could actually step away a little bit and work on the business versus in it?
The first thing I learned how to do, so I married an engineer, and he lives in yep. He will not touch my business.
Stay away.
I have asked him so many times. It's like, I will pay you as a 1099 employee to do this for me, but no. So he taught me pretty early on. The first thing that I learned was budgeting and spreadsheets and how to do formulas in them and keep track of that. I also use, for one of my businesses right now, I use this software called Asana, which you're able to add other team members into it. It's kind of like a log of daily activities. It has a calendar, stuff like that. I really like that. That's a free app as well. So you don't have to pay for a monthly subscription. I'm a big fan of working smarter, not harder in that regard as well. I do have a CRM and that I keep my database in as well. I use Follow Up Boss. Those are really the ones. Running your business and investment side is all about setting expectations and communication with people. So the easier you can make it, the better. And especially having everything in writing. So not just, picking, like there is something to be said for picking up the phone and making the call, but also following up with something in writing in one of those softwares, be like, no, I told you to do this on this day. This is the agreement.
Right.
And it also got emailed to you. Like it's holding people's hand to the fire.
Yep. Yeah, being able to, I feel like the follow up is the hardest part of sales, because that first call, it's pretty easy. You just pick it up, you have that first conversation. But sale, the close never happens on that first call. It's always call 6 or 7 where things finally start moving. And being consistent, picking up the phone time and time again, and having those conversations over long period of time. That's where the difficulty comes in, and that's where the people distinguish themselves in their business, and just being able to do the consistent thing over and over again.
Yeah. And really just on the investment portion, just making sure that you vet your contractors and have good people in your pockets and asking for help.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Finding good contractors is a hard thing.
Yeah.
That's for sure. All right. So I do want to move us on a little bit. We are rounding in to the end of this section, but before we move on, I do want to ask, I know you have an alternative asset. I'm going to call it that, but it is a sober living house. So,
Yes.
take us to that. What got you into it, and how is that run as an investment? Is it an investment, or is it a charity? How does that?
Yeah.
Tell me.
So yes, like it's very much both. It is a passion project of mine. So prior to this, my husband and I know before, these people are not privy to our conversation before we jumped on this, but we're talking about Airbnb, and I don't really do much Airbnb. My husband and I do buy and holds, so long-term rentals, stuff like that. So we have a few rental properties, single family rental properties. And I've been sober since 2014. And so I'm an active member of AA, like I really believe in sobriety, things like that. And sober living homes are a crucial part of helping young people, or not even young people, like people early in sobriety, stay sober and give them structure and stuff. So I knew I wanted to diversify our portfolio and do something that was a little bit higher risk, higher reward versus just buy and hold for single family properties. And so, but I didn't want to do Airbnb because I would not be in the house as much. I don't really get to vet the people who I let live in there as much. And I really just believe in sobriety, so it is an investment. Like we did purchase the house. We're not state funded or anything. So it is an investment. But more than anything, like I have 2 partners with it. And more than anything, like it is very much a passion project for us as well. Like just kind of seeing the light bulbs. Like we have weekly meetings on Sunday and we get to sit down with, it's a guy's halfway or sober living house. And so we get to hear about their progress and just seeing like their lives turn around. Like I would do it for free. Like it's just really cool.
Yep. Yeah. Having
the numbers do make sense.
Yeah. Well,
but it's really cool.
It's an investment. It has to, obviously. On the financial side, I know this is a passion project, and I love that it has that social, the social goal behind it. On the number side, I'm just curious: is it mostly insurance payments that you're dealing with insurance companies, or is it? How does the entire
spreadsheet with all of our payments? Yeah. Okay. So with doing a sober living home, it's a little bit different versus an Airbnb or things of that sort as well, because the insurance is different. It's not just a regular commercial policy. It has to be a specialized insurance policy. So you have your homeowner's insurance, you have an E&O insurance, and you also have a commercial policy specific for sober living homes. So there are a bunch of insurances that are due. You have your mortgage, your PITI on top of that. For sober livings, you provide like toilet paper, paper towels, home maintenance. So that's also built into the budget. Drug tests, things like that you don't really have to think about with Airbnbs or any kind of other investment properties. We furnish the house, we pay for the electric, the water, all of that kind of stuff.
And do the tenants, are they paying with, is it covered? Is their stay covered by insurance, by their insurance, or are they paying with cash?
It's private pay. So there are some facilities throughout the nation and throughout each state that are government funded. Ours are private pay, and some of them do weekly. We do monthly because it's a safer investment for us on that regard. Gotcha. So if someone decides to leave 2 weeks in, like we're not losing money necessarily, but it also kind of gauges how committed they are to staying sober. Yep. So for us, our tenants, our guys pay on the first of every month, like a certain set amount in each room based on, like we have a private suite and stuff like that. So it's different monthly premiums. So they pay on the first of each month. So it's private pay. So it's not insurance.
Yeah.
But it's cheaper than any rent you're going to find in Tampa. So there you go.
Yeah, I believe that. I've heard Tampa's,
Yep.
it's shooting up just like Seattle.
Yep.
All right. Well, I appreciate you sharing everything. I did take a peek at the clock. We have gone through our 15 minutes. So I'm going to move us on to the quick question round. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Let's rock and roll. Starts with education. I'm a big bookie, so give me two recommendations. If you're not into books, you can go do YouTube channels, spot or podcasts, whatever you like. Just give me two of them, one for general life wisdom, and then one for business or real estate specific.
Okay. So I love reading books. I read every night. So I will do books. There is a book that I read in college. I took a sales class called Don't Spill Your Candy in the Lobby. And it just talks about different sales tactics, but like in very simplistic terms. And it combines like sales tactics as well as like being a good human being and how to run a business and like set standards and boundaries and all that stuff. So I loved that. That taught me how to run my investment properties, how to deal with tenants. That taught me all of the things. So that's my favorite business book.
Sorry, the title was Don't Spill Your Candy in the Lobby, right?
Yes.
That's
and
awesome.
if you read the book, you'll see why. It's like this metaphor for one of the sales tactics. And it was a really cool book. I thought the title was insane when I first saw it assigned to me. And I was like, what? But then when I started reading it, it stuck. It really stuck. Maybe it was just the period of life I was in, but it made a big impact on me.
Right on. I love it.
Yeah. And then personal books. God, I'm reading some really stupid like murder mysteries right now.
All right.
I can't even tell you the names because I just like blow through them, just unwinding from the day. The last good book that I read that I remember the name that I really like internalized, it's not like a very fun read, but it's very profound. Like I really got a lot from it. It's called Ego is the Enemy.
Oh yeah. Ryan Holiday.
I really like that book a lot. A lot of that, once again, could have just been the time period I was in, but that book really stuck with me as well.
Yeah.
And I read that just for like my own personal, like how to communicate with people.
Yeah.
So it wasn't I wasn't reading it trying to grow my business. I was just like, I need help.
Yeah. That's a good one for sure. And I've my sister and my girlfriend really like murder mystery kind of stuff. And so I get where you're coming from there.
Right. I know all the ways to kill my husband, basically. And if he's listening to this, he should be scared. So
if you're listening, you gotta watch out. Yeah. All right, moving on. Next question. This one is for your younger self. So if you could go to the Megan who had no experience in real estate, let's say she was just your mom, just approached by your mom. She said you should get into real estate. Go to her, look her in the eye, give her one piece of advice moving forward.
Follow your gut.
Okay. Follow your gut. I like it.
Yeah.
Next question is habits. Habits form the foundation of our life. So if you could point to one thing you do day in and day out, you feel contributes the most to your overall health, well-being, happiness, and success, what would that be?
Can I name two? Because I do two things every day.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Like I said, I'm sober, so going to AA meetings really helps set my mind right in the morning. And then I also work out every day. I'm a very anxious person and like very driven, and I need an outlet for it.
Perfect. I love it. So exercise, and I'm going to say the other one is community. So exercise and community. Perfect. All right, moving on. And this is for the United States. Locations. It's a big place, a lot of square miles out there to invest. So if you could point to one metro that you are most excited about investing today, that is not your backyard, what metro is that?
Oh my gosh. I'm in a lot of Facebook groups for realtors all throughout the nation, and I read their posts every single day religiously because I'm always looking for my next opportunity as well. And I've been reading a ton of stuff about Texas.
I have three properties in Texas. I love some Texas.
Yes. I've been reading a lot of stuff about Texas, outside of the Dallas area in particular, not necessarily within the city limits, but kind of right outside there because Dallas is growing so quickly.
Yep, absolutely. I'm right there with you.
Yep.
All right. And that leads us to the last question. You've given us a lot of good advice, so I'm sure people want to reach out and say hi. What is the best way for them to do that?
Probably my website, baybrokerage.com. On there, you'll find my email address, my cell phone number, all of our blog articles talking about real estate investment, talking about where the current Tampa market's at, all that fun stuff.
Perfect.
That's kind of everything in one spot.
All right. And that's bay2baybrokerage.com. I'll put that URL in the show notes. So if y'all want to reach out to Megan, go ahead and click a little more in the description. It'll pull down the full description. In there, you can find Megan's URL. So that wraps it up, Megan. Thank you very much for hopping on and sharing with us all the wisdom that you've got in real estate.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And for everybody who's here with us today, thank you guys for showing up. You are the reason we do this. So if you have any questions whatsoever, reach out to me, Gabe at therealestateinvestingclub.com. Other than that, hope you have a great week. Keep rocking real estate, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Real Estate Investing Club. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode as much as I enjoyed putting it on, and we're able to pull some actionable advice that you can apply in your own investing today in the field. Before you go, we have a gift for you. If you're a new investor looking to get started or an established investor looking to take your investing to the next level, I've created an ebook just for you, available on our website. This ebook will cover how I was able to create both active and passive income in real estate with very little money to start with. In it, I will address the 3 most often cited obstacles new and veteran investors run into by showing you how to find deals that are actually deals, how to finance a deal with little to no money down, and how to exit those deals for maximum value. And if you get the ebook today, I am throwing in a bundle of bonuses, 7 of them to be exact. The first one will be the off-market lead generation blueprint, which will take you through the exact systems and processes we use to generate off-market leads like clockwork, which is the most important skill when it comes to creating wealth in real estate. The second bonus is the A to Z REI systems and vendors guide, which will allow you to peek under the hood of our business and see the exact tools, systems, and even the vendors we use to see the success that we do. And the third bonus is the top 100 best performing keywords pack, which will give you the exact keywords we use to target motivated sellers online using PPC ads. The fourth bonus is our contracts bundle for wholesaling and renting real estate, which will give you access to all the contracts we use in the field to execute all different types of transactions. After that is the Investors Quick Analysis Calculator and Offer Tool, which will allow you to quickly calculate whether a deal is an actual deal and will allow you to create an offer automatically from those calculations. This is a lot of bonuses that I said. I'm just going to keep going down the list. Number 6 is the Investors Daily Success Tracker, which is a tracker you can use to ensure you are taking the right actions day in and day out to reach your financial goals in real estate. And the last bonus is the Wholesalers Template for Quick Assignment Cash, which will give you the templates we use to present our wholesale deals professionally and efficiently to our buyers. Whew, that is a bundle. So it's a mouthful. You get all of those bonuses for free when you download the ebook. All we charge is the admin cost to run the show. So if you're interested in the ebook and the bonus bundle, head on over to the website at therealestateinvestingclub.com. Click on Get the Ebook Bundle at the top of the page to take advantage of that deal. And with that said, I hope you have a fantastic day and even better week. Keep rocking real estate, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.